morning, Langley Times is reporting, this is a British Columbia newspaper, local paper, driver hit 6 people, dog, in vehicular rampage through Langley, Abbotsford. Several people remain in hospital as of Thursday, and suspect is in custody. An Abbotsford man ran into at least 6 pedestrians and killed a dog in a series of hit-and-runs across Langley and Abbotsford Wednesday night. The spree began just after 8 p.m. in North Langley, where a report of a pedestrian being struck by a truck was called into police, said Corporal Holly Largy from the Langley RCMP. Sorry, Corporal, if I got your name wrong. The pickup truck, which had been stolen in Abbotsford earlier in the evening, continued driving along North Langley, where it hit 4 more people in the Walnut Grove and Willoughby neighborhoods. A dog was also killed during the spree in Langley in one of the first incidents, Largy said. The truck headed east and struck 1 more pedestrian in Abbotsford. The truck was then found burning on Highway 1 in Abbotsford at about 10:40 p.m. Minutes later, a Honda Accord was stolen nearby. Abbotsford police and Langley RCMP members working together arrested the suspect shortly after. Several people were still in hospital with injuries as of Thursday morning, but all are expected to survive. Police would not speculate on whether the driver was deliberately targeting pedestrians. Quote, "I can't speak to what was in his head," said Largy. She said there was no indication he was drug or alcohol impaired. The suspect, a 24-year-old, was previously banned from being in a vehicle without the registered owner, Largy said. The Langley Serious Crime Unit investigators from Abbotsford are working to create a full report for Crown Counsel who will lay official charges. The suspect was scheduled to appear in court Thursday. Virtually every unit at Langley RCMP is assisting with some facet of this file, said Largy. So it seems to me, and here's an article from the CBC in 2017, welcome to Langley, Metro Vancouver's fastest growing municipality. Langley's township population grew by 12.6% between 2011 and 2016. That's really, really interesting. That's a large growth. Langley Township, which used to be a sleepy farming community, is quickly growing into a big municipality. Its population jumped from 104,000 in 2011 to 117,000 in 2016, according to the data from the latest census. And I'm going to scroll down here. It says big city problems. As Langley has grown, its homeless population has grown right along with it. Many of the people in the area who live on the street gather near social services that are offered in the city, which is a separate municipality. However, Friends Langley Vineyard Church pastor Leith White says homelessness is an issue that spreads throughout the entire community and region. He expects that will become clear with the homelessness count is conducted next month. We want to get an accurate account as possible so that it's reflecting reality, White said. 3 years ago, the number we had in Langley was 90. There was much discussion about the accuracy of it. This time around, I think we're going to see a number 3 times that. So they're dealing with big city problems. It's a fast-growing community. And I just wanted to point out that this pace of growth is about where they want to put us and keep us between now and 2100. So, and between now and 2063, which is the next 45 years, our immigration levels are set to rise. Right now, our immigration levels are 67% of our growth. So that means that Canadian births are roughly 30%. And by 2063, according to StatsCan, that number is going to be either 90% or 100% of growth will come from immigration. Understand that, right? That's interesting. Our birth rate is zeroing out. We are not breeding. Why is that? I've done a video about that. If you want to sign the Global Compact, the petition for the Global Compact for Migration, the link is in the description. You can sign at the top or scroll down to the bottom, see how many signatures we've signed, and sign the petition here. Don't forget to click the link in your email, or your signature will not count. I find trading billion-dollar bills for illegal non-citizens and fake refugees offensive when all it does is result in us handing over our security and our sovereignty and just handing it over to the UN and just giving our security away, right? Our sovereignty, here you go, UN. You can choose how many, you can choose where they go, you can choose what the composition is. And our safety, I mean, is that not clear? Toronto, 42 kilograms of carfentanil, and then his brother, the guy who had the 42 kilograms of carfentanil, which, by the way, would kill the whole population of Canada. It's 37 million is the population of Canada, and the 42 kilograms of carfentanil they had would have killed 55 million. So is that not a WMD? Why was the Toronto police and the media talking about it like it was drug trafficking when it's enough to kill the population of Canada almost twice over, right? These are questions that need to be asked by the media. The media is not asking these questions. Why is this called hit and run? instead of, well, what it is, right? And usually when somebody is charged, and I realize charges are pending, but they have the suspect in custody. No name? Interesting, right? And there's a reason, I'm sure. But I don't know the reason. I did call the Langley RCMP out like detachment today, and just looking for more information, see if there's any updates from yesterday's 1 p.m. update. And the officer couldn't help me, but he said that it wasn't yet 8 a.m. and they couldn't comment on this situation. So fine. Do you guys remember this situation? The Mr. Trudeau calling a Quebec grandmother racist for asking about money. So we're going to watch it because it's important, and I'm going to read. So the sound is purposely low, but I'm going to read what she's saying. But yeah, I'm going to turn the sound right off. No, we need to hear Justin's tone, because she rattles him. At the end of this, he gets mad and like gets in her face. Like, if people think Donald Trump isn't very presidential, and I'm not one of those people, I think he's very presidential, but if other people say, oh, his conduct and blah, blah, blah. Watch our prime minister, everybody. This is, he gets in the face of a grandmother and calls her a racist for asking a question. This is the person running our country. Unstable. Here we go. I want to know when you're going to refund the $146 million we paid for illegal immigrants. Okay, ma'am, this intolerance towards immigrants has no room in Canada. This intolerance towards crowd cheering. Are you tolerant towards true stock Quebecers? Ma'am, your intolerance, your racism has no place here. Your racism has no place here. So, Mr. Trudeau's Secret Service or whoever roughed her up, and there's video of that, and I don't know if it's linked here, but there is video of it. And this is the Post-Millennial reporting. Senior woman manhandled by Trudeau security guards files lawsuit claiming $95,000 in compensation. And it kind of goes through it and shows the filing. And there is a GoFundMe page set up to pay for her legal fees. And so it says, the story here, it says, if a Quebecer suffered such an injury as Miss Blaine suffered, he would like to have the help of the people who have to have justice in the courts. Sorry, this is translated from Quebec or from French, so it's a little stilted. Do we have rights that only the rich can exercise? Do we have the right to defend ourselves? Do we have the right to freedom of expression? Do we have the right to ask questions? Do we have the right to values for our nation? Do we have the right to not be insulted, humiliated, and publicly abused? And here, as I said, there was footage of her being manhandled. So this is Justin's Secret Service, and we'll watch this too. Here we go. This is the rebel. Maybe, you know what? We won't watch the 2 minute. I didn't realize it was 2 minutes. I thought it was another 30-second clip. So I haven't found the right part of it. So we're not going to do that now. But the link is in the description. You can read the GoFundMe page. You can donate if you like. But I think that it's quite incredible that the media conveniently forgot about this incident and let Trudeau off for getting in the face of a Quebec grandmother and calling her racist when she said, when are you going to pay for this $146 million for these illegals? These are non-citizens who have no standing in Canada. And I'm going to go find the article that shows that they have no standing and that the government knows they have no standing. Here it is. The CBC reporting, fewer than 1% of more than 28,000 irregular, illegal asylum seekers have been removed from Canada so far. Process takes about 2.5 years before final decision is made on asylum seekers. While just over 28,000 asylum seekers have crossed the border into Canada illegally since the beginning of last year, fewer than 1% of those have been removed from the country. Those figures come as senior government ministers maintained they expect that close to 90% of those who cross the border at unofficial ports, that's Roxham Road, will see their applications to stay fail. We know that 90% do not qualify for any kind of status in Canada. Not refugee, not asylum seeker, nothing. 90% of these people will stay here on our dime in hotels for 2.5 years. For what? To get kicked out? This is insanity. And The question was about the cost of that. The question was about, we're paying taxes for that. When are we going to get reimbursed? When are you going to stop this? And the answer was, you're racist, ma'am. And then he sends his goons after her. And you can see that in the GoFundMe page, right? And they rough her up. And I mean, she was a grandmother. She's got osteoporosis. There are things that, sending your goons after that racist grandmother has consequences, Justin. Maybe she experienced it differently than you did. Hey? What do you think? Oh my goodness. What a maddening turn of events for this woman. So I hope that this is seen by a judge who is not a liberal true believer, because that would be frustrating to have her have to cover the government's court fees, like Faith Goldie has to cover Bell's court fees for running for mayor and trying to run ads in Bell Media. Isn't that interesting? Punishment through our legal system. They're weaponizing our legal system to shut people up. Look at what they're doing. Do you think, well, if you think, and if you look at history, it's repeating right now. The People's Party is tweeting, Libcon Party, your money goes to Ottawa's coffers and a team of bureaucrats to find a clever way to give it back to you in the form of a program or grant or based on your sex or the color of your skin. People's Party of Canada, your money stays in your pocket. The end. So Maxime Bernier's tax plan, annual income, tax now, $529 for an annual income of $15,000. Bernier's plan, $0. An annual income of $35,000 is tax now at $3,529. Bernier's plan is $3,000. You save $529. $55,000, you save $1,000. $75,000, you save $2,000. And those aren't exact, but the meme speaks for itself, and I wish that you'd put a share this, Mr. Bernier, share this if you agree, share this if you want to help every Canadian, share this to inform everybody. Just put a share on there, man. It costs you pixels and a couple of texts. That's it. Nothing. Put it on there. People will listen. But that's it for today. Well, that's it for this morning. I think trading our security and $1 billion to have absolutely nothing in return is a fool's errand, and we need to kick Mr. Trudeau out of office as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Check out the peoplespartyofcanada.ca and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.